Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Julio Urias was arrested over the weekend. The 27-year-old starter was booked Sunday night after an alleged physical altercation with his wife during an LAFC soccer match. He was later released on a $50,000 bond. No specific details about his arrest have been released, but the Dodgers announced Urias will not be traveling with the team while the organization and MLB investigate. It is important to note this is not the first time the star player has made headlines. He was arrested in May of 2019 for suspicion of domestic battery and was suspended for 20 games. Joining me now is Shapiro. He's a criminal law attorney in Los Angeles. Thank you for joining me. What does this mean for Urias, and is the fact that this is the second time significant from the court's perspective and the Dodgers' perspective?
Well, thanks, Lauren. I'll say it like this. To say that Julio Urias did not have a happy Labor Day weekend is quite the understatement. The fact that this is the second time this has happened to him in just a short span of time after a 20-game suspension, it really puts him in a situation of peril. The rumor is that people saw him actually, if it was pushing or punching a female, and people had to intervene to help her out. All that just does not bode well, on top of the fact that he was arrested for felony domestic violence in Los Angeles.
And I just can't help but think this is happening in a public place, allegedly, and it sends you down a whole other thought with the situation. But does it mean anything by the fact that he was arrested for felony domestic violence?
So in Los Angeles, whenever someone is arrested for any kind of domestic violence case, it's always classified as a felony domestic violence case. That does not mean that the person will in fact be charged with the felony. It just means that that is what the arrest is for. I often see in cases in Los Angeles, if there's not a lot of injuries and if the victim does not want to press charges, then the actual filing by the prosecutor's office will be a misdemeanor domestic violence case and not a felony case, which potentially would carry prison time.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And the MLB has a zero tolerance policy for domestic violence. What does this new spotlight on the issue mean for the organization? How can you have that and then this is happening at the same time?
Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers hold themselves out to be a very wholesome organization. And as we saw with another Dodger pitcher just recently, Trevor Bauer, he was not even charged, but he was suspended for 2 years by the MLB for engaging in what they thought at the time would constitute domestic violence. So here we have a case where there's eyewitnesses to some type of violence going on. It just doesn't seem like a good situation for Urias. And of course, the playoffs are right around the corner. So the timing for the Dodgers is just awful.
Yeah, and one of the folks in the control room getting in my ear telling me that Trevor Bauer also, was another player on the team dealing with a situation like this for, this team. So Shapiro, criminal law attorney, thank you so much for your insight on this developing story. We appreciate it.
You got it. Good to be with you, Lauren.
Thank you.